Hello, today I'm going to show you how to install the WordPress engine system to your web hosting plan. Now this should be analogous for just about any hosting plan, but before you can upload your WordPress theme to your website, you need to have a website in order to take advantage of the WordPress theme. And so I'm going to show you how to install the WordPress engine. First things first, you need to go to wordpress.org and download the WordPress engine. It's completely free. It looks like today they have WordPress 3.6.1. So I'm going to download that. So that's probably just going to take a moment or two. And what we're then going to do is we're going to go over to our downloads here. See that it's downloaded to my downloads folder. And we're just going to right click and extract here. If you have a different setup in your Windows or a Mac interface, sometimes you have to uncompress or decompress, but essentially the functionality is all the same. You find yourself the WordPress folder. Alright, so if you don't have a website set up already with WordPress, then typically what happens is you install these files to what's called the root folder of your web space. If you have a website existing already and you want to maybe develop WordPress alongside of your website but not disrupt your existing website, then maybe you would upload the WordPress folder itself. And I'll show you that in just a moment. It might become clear. And then so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect out to my web space. Once we go here, I know that the HTTP docs folder is the root web. So as I was mentioning, if you already have a website out there and you have your index page and your about page and that sort of thing, and you want to develop your website using WordPress alongside or maybe behind the scenes, then what we would do is we would upload the entire WordPress folder. And so that means that WordPress would be running in a subfolder called WordPress. But for most people, what we're going to do is we're just going to go into the WordPress folder, select and drag all the files and drop them into your root of your web space. This is probably going to take a couple minutes. So go grab yourself a coffee, come back, and then at that point we'll go over the next step. Alright, through the power of technology, I've been able to fast forward you through time, and your files are now uploaded. Okay, for the next step, we need to go and connect the database to the WordPress system. So we're going to copy back what's called the config sample.php and rename it wp-config. So we get rid of the trailing hyphen sample. Okay. And then what we're going to do here is once it renames, is we're going to open it up in a text editor and we're going to change the database settings from the default settings. Okay. So I've moved this over here. So what we're going to do is if you have web hosting set up either with us or with another web hosting company, you're going to need to either create a database or take a look at the configuration settings for your particular database. So I'm going to go and take a look at mine, WordPress 4762. And usually we leave the database host as localhost. So we're just changing the name, the user, and the password. And we just save that file and we move along to transfer it back out to the web server. Okay. And at this point, we should be able to pull up the WordPress basic site. So we're going to go and give that a go now. Here we go. So now what we're looking at is the famous, quote-unquote famous, 5-minute WordPress installation. So at this point, we want to give our site a name. I'm going to give it example site. And we click install. And here we're done. And at this point, you're going to want to watch the next video, which talks about how to install your WordPress theme.